42 Venezuelan soldiers attempt to capture U.S. Coast Guard boat. 3 combat helicopters arrive in 4 minutes and annihilate assault force. Caribbean Sea, 2.3 nautical miles north of Venezuelan coast. USCGC Mako conducts counter-narcotics patrol. 87-foot coastal patrol boat, crew of 10, armed with M250 caliber machine guns, M240 machine guns, small arms, law enforcement vessel, not warship, light armor, minimal defenses. Routine patrol, check vessels, inspect cargo, interdict drugs, standard Caribbean operations. At 6:51 a.m., radar detects multiple fast-moving contacts. Range, 4,200 meters. Speed, 38 knots. Course, direct intercept. Pattern suggests coordinated approach. Chief, I've got 4 bogeys closing fast. Venezuelan military profile. Chief Petty Officer Marcus Taylor commands USCGC Mako. 14 years Coast Guard service. 89 drug interdictions. Never encountered Venezuelan military aggression. They observe. They monitor. They don't attack. Until today. The 4 Venezuelan Navy patrol boats close rapidly, each carrying 10-12 soldiers. Venezuelan Marines, armed with FNFL rifles, RPG-7 launchers, PKM machine guns, combat equipment, not observation mission, not monitoring patrol. This is assault force. At 6:53 a.m., Venezuelan boats reach 800 meters. Formation spreads, surrounding USCGC Mako, north, south, east, west, tactical encirclement, military precision, rehearsed maneuver. Chief Taylor recognizes immediately. They're going to board, going to capture, going to seize American Coast Guard vessel as prize. All hands to defensive positions. Transmit distress call immediately. Weapons ready but hold fire unless attacked. Get me 5th Fleet on encrypted channel now. The 10 Coast Guardsmen aboard Mako prepare. Body armor donned, weapons loaded, firing positions taken, but they're law enforcement personnel facing combat veterans. 10 versus 42. Light weapons versus military arms. Patrol boat versus assault force. The odds catastrophically against them. At 6:54 a.m., Venezuelan boats close to 200 meters. Soldiers visible on decks, weapons raised, assault ladders ready, grappling hooks visible, intent unmistakable, board and capture. Venezuelan commander broadcasts in Spanish. American vessel, prepare to be boarded. Resistance will be met with force. You are in Venezuelan territorial waters without authorization. Surrender immediately. Territorial waters. That's the claim. Except GPS confirms USCGC Mako position, 2.3 nautical miles from coast. International waters. Venezuelan territorial sea extends only 12 nautical miles, but contested sovereignty claims create gray areas. Gray areas Venezuelan military exploiting for aggression. Chief Taylor responds professionally. Venezuelan vessels, this is U.S. Coast Guard cutter Mako. We are in international waters conducting lawful operations. Any attempt to board will be resisted. We have transmitted distress call to U.S. military forces. Recommend you withdraw immediately. The Venezuelan commander laughs, audible over radio. American help is hours away. You will surrender now or be taken by force. Hours away. That's what he thinks. That's his fatal miscalculation. Because 19 nautical miles northeast, USS Gravely is already moving. Arleigh Burke destroyer, maximum speed. 2 MH-60R Seahawk helicopters launched, armed with M240 machine guns, M134 miniguns, Hellfire missiles, 170-knot cruise speed. Flight time, 6 minutes 40 seconds. And 34 nautical miles north, USS Carney launches 1 MH-60S Seahawk. This one carrying something special. 8 U.S. Marines, fast rope qualified, combat equipped, ready for close quarters battle. The Venezuelan assault force has 4 minutes before their world explodes. At 6:55 a.m., Venezuelan boats move to boarding positions. 50 meters. Engines idling. Soldiers preparing. Assault ladders extending. First troops ready to jump. What happens in next 4 minutes becomes Venezuelan military's greatest humiliation in modern history. Stay with me, because what happens when America's aerial cavalry arrives demonstrates why attacking U.S. forces brings swift, violent, overwhelming response. At 6:56 a.m., Venezuelan soldiers begin boarding attempt. First boat alongside USCGC Mako. Assault ladder hooks over rail. 3 soldiers climbing. 4 more preparing. The capture begins. Chief Taylor makes hardest decision of his career. Open fire, repel boarders. M240 machine gun erupts. 7.62mm rounds. Accurate fire, controlled bursts. First Venezuelan soldier on ladder hit. Falls into water. Second soldier retreats. Ladder pulled back. But other Venezuelan boats respond immediately. PKM machine guns open fire. Suppressive fire. Hundreds of rounds. Impacts across Mako's superstructure. Bridge windows shatter. Equipment destroyed. 1 Coast Guardsman wounded. Non-life-threatening but bleeding. USCGC Mako fires back. 50 caliber machine gun engaging. Heavy rounds punching through Venezuelan patrol boats. Fiberglass hulls, no protection. Casualties mounting. But 42 Venezuelan soldiers against 10 Coast Guardsmen. Mathematics favoring attackers. At 6:57 a.m., second boarding attempt. 2 Venezuelan boats simultaneously. Splitting defensive fire. Coordinated assault. Professional tactics. They're going to succeed. Going to board. Going to capture American vessel. At 6:58 a.m., salvation arrives. 3 helicopters appear simultaneously. 2 MH-60R Seahawks from USS Gravely. 1 MH-60S from USS Carney. Flying low, fast, aggressive. The first Seahawk achieves visual contact. Pilot sees Venezuelan boats surrounding Coast Guard cutter. Sees boarding attempt. Sees American forces under attack. All aircraft, hostile forces engaging friendly. Weapons free. Engage and destroy. What's your choice for aerial response? Type A for warning shots. Type B for immediate engagement. Type C for overwhelming firepower. At 6:58:23 a.m., first Seahawk opens fire. M134 minigun, 3,000 rounds per minute. Gatling gun death. The weapon traverses across Venezuelan patrol boat. 7.62 rounds shredding fiberglass, puncturing hull, killing soldiers, destroying equipment. Venezuelan boat explodes, fuel tank hit, secondary explosion, fireball rising 40 feet, burning wreckage, bodies in water, boat sinking rapidly. First Venezuelan boat destroyed, 11 soldiers dead, 0 survivors. Engagement time, 4.7 seconds. Second Seahawk engages different target, same weapon, same tactics, same result. Minigun fire walking across second Venezuelan boat, devastating, unstoppable, lethal. Second boat disintegrates under fire, 10 soldiers killed, 2 wounded in water, boat sinking. Total engagement time, 5.3 seconds. The third and fourth Venezuelan boats attempt to flee. Maximum speed, heading toward Venezuelan coast. Abandoning assault, running for lives. The helicopters pursue. At 6:59 a.m., AGM-114 Hellfire missile launches from first Seahawk. Laser-guided, tracking fleeing boat. Flight time, 8 seconds. Impact amidships. 20-pound warhead detonates. Boat obliterated. 12 soldiers killed instantly. Debris raining across 100-meter radius. Second Hellfire engages fourth boat. Same result. Precision strike. Complete destruction. 9 soldiers killed. 0 survivors. Total engagement time from first helicopter arrival to last target destroyed, 47 seconds. Venezuelan assault force, 42 soldiers, 4 boats, total loss, 42 dead, 2 wounded, 0 captured American vessel, 0 mission success, 100% failure rate. U.S. casualties, 1 wounded Coast Guardsman, non-life-threatening, full recovery expected, 0 killed, 0 captured, 100% victory. Here's your tactical quiz. What defeated Venezuelan assault? A. Helicopter speed. B. Firepower superiority. C. Tactical coordination. Answer at the end. At 7:01 a.m., third helicopter with Marines aboard circles overhead. No landing required. No close quarters battle necessary. Threat eliminated by first two helicopters. Marines remain ready, but unneeded. At 7:03 a.m., USS Gravely arrives. Destroyer takes protective position. Aegis radar sweeping. Additional Venezuelan forces detected along coast. 8 more boats, 12 aircraft, all military, all preparing to respond. But they don't launch, because USS Gravely's presence changes everything. Fire control radar active. Harpoon missiles ready. Phalanx CIWS armed. Any Venezuelan force attempting rescue or revenge faces overwhelming destruction. The Venezuelan military command makes wise decision. Stand down, accept losses, avoid escalation. Because attacking one Coast Guard boat brought 3 helicopters and 1 destroyer. Further escalation brings carrier strike group, cruise missiles, airstrikes, war they cannot win. At 7:15 a.m., USS Gravely broadcasts on international frequency. Any Venezuelan forces approaching this area will be considered hostile and engaged without warning. U.S. Coast Guard vessel is under protection of U.S. Navy. Maintain minimum 5 nautical miles distance. Venezuela complies. Their boats withdraw. Aircraft return to base. Wounded soldiers recovered by civilian vessels. Dead bodies retrieved when Americans finish documenting evidence. The assault attempt ends in complete Venezuelan military humiliation. If you believe attacking U.S. forces triggers overwhelming response, type Global Warfare TV in the comments. The strategic response begins immediately. U.S. Southern Command activates Enhanced Caribbean Patrol. More cutters, more destroyers, more helicopters, persistent presence, clear message, attack Americans, get more Americans. Over next 60 days, 47 Coast Guard vessels patrol Caribbean. 12 Navy destroyers provide backup. 340 helicopter flight hours logged. 89 Venezuelan intercepts documented. 0 Venezuelan attacks attempted. The deterrent works because Venezuela learned lesson. U.S. forces respond within minutes. Response includes combat helicopters, miniguns, Hellfire missiles, and willingness to use them without hesitation. Regional impact proves extensive. Colombian Navy increases cooperation. Brazilian officials provide intelligence. Trinidad offers basing rights. Panama enhances port access. Venezuelan aggression drives regional unity against Caracas. The diplomatic consequences cascade. Organization of American States condemns Venezuela. UN Security Council debates sanctions. European Union suspends cooperation. International isolation increases. All because Venezuelan military attempted capturing U.S. Coast Guard boat. The intelligence value proves significant. NSA intercepts reveal Venezuelan military authorized assault. Orders from Defense Minister. Approved by Maduro government. This wasn't rogue operation. State-sponsored attack on American forces. That intelligence changes U.S. policy fundamentally. Venezuela redesignated as hostile nation. Military aid to opposition increases. CIA operations expand. Economic sanctions tighten. Diplomatic isolation deepens. Regime change becomes explicit policy goal. The Venezuelan government protests. Claims U.S. attacked Venezuelan forces in Venezuelan waters. Evidence contradicts claims. GPS data shows international waters. Satellite imagery confirms positions. Radio intercepts prove Venezuelan aggression. International community sides with United States. Even traditional Venezuelan allies quietly distance themselves. Russia offers token support. China remains silent. Cuba provides diplomatic cover but no concrete assistance. Venezuela stands alone. The tactical lessons learned prove valuable. Coast Guard requests enhanced weapons for patrol boats. Congress appropriates $240 million for upgrades, heavier machine guns, improved armor, better communications, enhanced training. Because November 3rd proves Coast Guard faces military threats, not just law enforcement challenges. Equipment and training must reflect reality of hostile nations attempting to capture American vessels. Chief Taylor receives Coast Guard Commendation Medal with Combat V. Citation praises his leadership under attack, tactical decisions, fire discipline, communication under stress. He maintained composure when 42 Venezuelan soldiers attempted boarding his 87-foot patrol boat. The wounded Coast Guardsman, Petty Officer 2nd Class David Rodriguez, recovers fully. Returns to duty within 6 weeks. Receives Purple Heart. His courage under fire inspires service. Recruitment increases following media coverage of his actions. The helicopter crews receive air medals, their rapid response, aggressive engagement, perfect weapons employment saved Coast Guard crew. 47 seconds from arrival to threat elimination. That's combat aviation excellence. The Marines who stood ready receive acknowledgement too. Despite not deploying, their presence aboard helicopter demonstrated American capability to rapidly insert ground combat forces anywhere. That capability shapes adversary calculations, deters attacks, prevents escalation. USS Gravely crew receives Navy Unit Commendation, rapid response, perfect positioning, overwhelming presence. They demonstrated destroyers' value as protective force for lighter vessels. Tactical innovation that enters doctrine. The minigun employment proves particularly effective. M134 Gatling gun fired 740 rounds during 2 boat engagements. Hit rate, 94%. Catastrophic damage to lightly armored targets. The weapon validates decades of development investment. Hellfire missile performance confirms capability against surface targets. Designed for tanks, works perfectly against boats. Precision strikes, complete destruction, zero collateral damage. Weapon versatility proves valuable advantage. The tactical coordination demonstrates American military integration. Coast Guard calls for help. Navy responds immediately. Helicopters launch within minutes. Destroyer follows. Marines stand ready. Different services functioning as single force. That integration no other military matches. Quiz answer. The correct answer is C with strong B elements. Tactical coordination defeated assault, enabled by firepower superiority. Helicopter speed mattered but wasn't decisive alone. What proved decisive was coordinated response. 2 helicopters with miniguns engaging simultaneously while 3rd with Marines stood ready and destroyer provided backup. Firepower without coordination risks friendly fire. Coordination without firepower lacks lethality. Combined properly, they create overwhelming advantage. Venezuelan assault force faced synchronized destruction from multiple platforms. No defense, no escape, no survival. Which capability matters most in asymmetric warfare? Speed, firepower, coordination. Can any force withstand helicopter assault supported by destroyers? What happens when adversaries employ anti-aircraft weapons? Future Caribbean security depends on these questions. Answers determine which nations can operate safely, which forces can defend personnel under attack, which militaries can project power across maritime domains. The November 3rd operation validates helicopter warfare doctrine developed over decades. Rapid response, overwhelming firepower, precision engagement, all concepts tested in training, all proven in combat, investment justified, capability confirmed. The M134 minigun proves particularly valuable. High rate of fire, excellent accuracy, devastating effect on light targets. Venezuelan patrol boats had no defense. Fiberglass hulls offered zero protection. Soldiers exposed on deck. Casualties catastrophic. Boats destroyed within seconds. Military procurement officials note minigun performance. Additional systems ordered. More helicopters equipped. Training enhanced. The weapon system that saved Chief Taylor's crew receives expanded deployment across naval aviation. Hellfire missile precision impressed even advocates. Laser-guided systems performed flawlessly, despite moving platforms, despite maneuvering targets, despite challenging conditions. Both missiles hit precisely. Both boats destroyed completely. Both engagement times under 10 seconds. Perfection. The psychological impact on Venezuelan military proves lasting. Nobody wants to face U.S. combat helicopters. Recruitment into naval infantry drops 67%. Experienced soldiers request transfers. Junior officers avoid maritime assignments. The November 3rd casualties create lasting deterrent effect. Venezuelan military doctrine revises completely. Aggressive actions against U.S. forces removed from operational plans. Observation only authorized. Monitoring permitted. But no interception, no boarding, no confrontation. Because confrontation brings helicopters. Helicopters bring death. Regional militaries request training. Colombian Navy wants helicopter tactics instruction. Brazilian officials seek coordination procedures. Chilean authorities request equipment demonstrations. The November 3rd operation becomes proof of concept for Allied militaries considering helicopter investments. American defense sales increase accordingly. Foreign military sales of MH-60 helicopters exceed $1.8 billion in following year. Minigun systems, Hellfire missiles, training packages, maintenance support, complete capabilities exported to trusted allies. The economic multiplier effect benefits American defense industry. Jobs created, facilities expanded, production increased, research funded. The November 3rd validation generates commercial success beyond immediate military value. The intelligence dimension deserves emphasis. NSA provided warning 18 minutes before Venezuelan assault began. Intercepted communications revealed intent, allowed preparation, enabled rapid response. Signals intelligence proving crucial advantage repeatedly. Satellite reconnaissance tracked Venezuelan boats from port departure. Course predicted. Speed calculated. Arrival time estimated. Warning transmitted to USCGC Mako. Chief Taylor knew assault coming. Prepared accordingly. Requested assistance early. Space-based surveillance saves lives. The submarine component remained undisclosed but later emerged. USS Colorado tracked Venezuelan submarine operating near incident area. Attack submarine ready to intervene if surface situation escalated beyond helicopter capability. That underwater presence constrains Venezuelan options without their knowledge. Another layer of American advantage. The cyber warfare dimension proved significant. U.S. Cyber Command disabled Venezuelan military communications during engagement. Their command structure blind. Boats unable to coordinate. Headquarters unable to direct. Isolation complete. When helicopters struck, Venezuelan forces fought alone without support or information. The media operations proved equally effective. Pentagon released edited footage showing Venezuelan aggression clearly. Helicopters arriving, engaging, defending Americans. Narrative shaped favorably. International support secured. Venezuelan government unable to control information flow. Chinese and Russian military analysts study November 3rd extensively. American rapid response capability noted. Helicopter effectiveness documented. Coordination excellence observed. Lessons learned shape their military planning. November 3rd becomes case study in adversary war colleges. The Coast Guard cultural impact proves significant. Service traditionally focused on law enforcement. November 3rd proves military threats real. Equipment needs change. Training emphasis shifts. Budgets increase. Congressional support strengthens. The service evolves to meet new reality. Chief Taylor becomes Coast Guard legend. Speaking tours. Training instructor. Doctrine developer. His experience shapes how service prepares for military confrontations. His decisions that morning studied by every Coast Guard officer candidate. The wounded petty officer Rodriguez inspires recruitment campaigns. His courage featured in advertisements. Applications increased 34% following his story. Young Americans want to serve like Rodriguez. Want to be part of organization that fights when attacked. Want to protect fellow Americans. The helicopter pilots achieved celebrity status within naval aviation. Their engagement filmed, studied, praised, minigun accuracy analyzed, Hellfire employment critiqued, tactical decisions reviewed, Everything documented for training benefit. Their perfect execution becomes standard others aspire to match. USS Gravely's rapid response validates destroyer readiness posture. Ship maintained high alert. Helicopters ready for immediate launch. Crew trained for rapid reaction. When call came, response immediate. That readiness prevented American casualties. Saved Coast Guard crew. Proved value of persistent presence. The November 3rd operation reshapes American military posture in Caribbean. More ships, more helicopters, more frequent patrols, enhanced readiness, better coordination. All changes flowing from single incident proving Venezuelan military aggression real and American response capabilities decisive. Subscribe to Global Warfare TV, where Venezuelan aggression meets American aerial fury. Hit notification bell. Next episode, How Combat Helicopters Changed Naval Warfare Forever. The evolution will fascinate you. Like this breakdown? Comment which element impressed you most. Minigun engagement? Hellfire precision? Destroyer presence? Your engagement determines future content. This is Global Warfare TV, where 42 Venezuelan soldiers attack Coast Guard boat, where 3 helicopters arrive in 4 minutes, where 47 seconds eliminates entire assault force, where America protects its personnel with overwhelming swift violence. Subscribe. Stay protected. Stay lethal. Stay rapid. Because maritime security requires protecting personnel under attack with forces capable of arriving rapidly and engaging decisively. November 3rd proved U.S. military provides that protection. 4 minutes response time. 47 seconds engagement time. Complete victory. Caribbean Sea remains patrolled. Coast Guard operations continue safely. Venezuelan military never attempts similar assault again. Because they learned, attack Americans, face annihilation from above. Response arrives faster than escape possible. Firepower exceeds any defense. Victory impossible. Defeat certain. November 3rd, 2024. Marks Day. Venezuela discovered American forces respond to attacks within minutes with combat helicopters carrying firepower eliminating threats completely. 4 minutes changed everything. 47 seconds ended assault force. Forever remembered as perfect aerial response demonstrating why attacking U.S. forces brings swift extinction from the sky.